So what do you think about the state of hip-hop, seeming that you're coming in at a time where it's changing?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think hip-hop changing a lot, but I think on the next generation for the hip-hop, you feel me? I feel I'm the ear for that, you know what I'm saying? Everything got to change one day, real talk.
I see young people are way more tolerant and appreciative of each other's culture than we've ever had in the history of this country. And this connection that was made, you know, over these years where Compton now speaks to Beverly Hills and where kids see each other in the same way. They've probably done more for race relations than all the civil rights leaders. I can put all the rabbis and imams together, all of the organizations from different ethnicities together, and they wouldn't do half the that rappers do.
Welcome back to BET's Hip Hop Town Hall about the state of hip hop. I'm Torre. We're talking about airing our dirty laundry in front of white folks. Take a look.
With all that big Willie talk hot, you're playing yourself. With all that big gun talk bop, you're playing yourself. With all that rah rah rah, you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself.
The white normative gaze has always been a problem in the black community. How do you behave in front of white brothers and sisters?
I'll show you this. You will never get enough. Hey girl, wait till I show you this.
Other cultures do that, they get ridiculed. We do it, we sell records and we get praised and everybody happy and clapping and dancing. So there be some kind of limits on what we do and say.
There's some aspects to our culture that are for our culture, and they don't need to be displayed, they don't need to be capitalized on, they don't need to be commercialized.
Black pathology is becoming so visible that it makes all of us look bad.
Everybody ain't no gangster, everybody ain't a thug, everybody ain't trying to kill nobody, everybody ain't a dope dealer.
Just because I dress a certain way doesn't mean I am the way that's portrayed in these rap songs and the way people see me.
50 Cent, back on that gangsters, on my way, OT to flip them.
I feel like you have Joe and Schmo that's in Montana that have never seen black people and have never experienced black culture, and then what they see in hip-hop is what they bring to their interactions with African Americans.
Listen, if you're having one of your crazy house party things, shout me a holler down.
I like hip-hop music and I like the lyrics. I think there are a lot of white people across all generations that could learn from the usage of the words in those lyrics. I have homemade CDs in my car called Pimpin' and Pumpin'.
For the world to interpret hip-hop as the one mirror to see black people through, it's a horrible misconception, a horrible misconception.
My kid's mother black. I mean, I got black relatives, you know what I mean? You can't go by what you see on TV.
There needs to be a wider spectrum of representation for most of the black people, not just the niggas. We've had enough of the niggas on TV. I don't like niggas, I like black people.
Once again, we got a panel of deep thinkers, director Benny Boom, Nelly, Master P, the former editor-in-chief of Essence magazine, Diane Weathers, Reverend Al Sharpton, and your man T.I. Nelly, how do all the white fans in hip-hop impact the music and the culture?
Well, I think you're dealing with numbers. I mean, you're dealing with numbers. You're dealing with a country where we're not even 20% of the main population, you know, so in order for an artist to be selling 4 or 5 million records, I mean, obviously they're reaching out to a different audience than what they probably set out to reach. You know, if you look at music as a whole, I mean, even with rock and roll, black people came up with rock and roll, white people jumped on it. People came up with pop music and R&B, they jumped on it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it doesn't matter what we come up with as a community as a whole, because, I mean, black people, like my man said earlier, we make lemonade out of lemons. You know, whatever you giving us since we were slaves, you giving us the leftover pig and all that, we make soul food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's whatever you give us that we take and we try to make a good situation out of it.
Song.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But T.I., help me out, because in the 80s, most hip-hop fans were black.
Right.
And somewhere in the 90s, most hip-hop fans became white, or at least those buying the records. So, and that kind of changed the whole thing, right?
I mean, you know, anything is going to expand and evolve. You know, you can say the same thing about hip-hop music as you can say about the crack epidemic. It started with black people, spread it out to white people. Anything gonna start with one group of people, and if it's as successful as they hope for it to be, it will expand and it will evolve and it will reach other races and walks of life.
Benny, what do you think?
We do what we do as black people, and I don't think we should hide it or be ashamed of it. Everything we do there's an essence of being black, so to speak, and learn about it, you know, in school. And whether it's about chicken, and you know, I saw some of the stuff, and you got, you know, Trick Daddy eating chicken, like there's something supposed to be wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we do.
Like white people don't eat chicken.
Right, like they don't eat chicken or that. We should be ashamed of ourselves for eating chicken. It's like we shouldn't tailor our behavior in terms of how we relate to each other just because somebody might be watching.
Well, I agree that we do go too far. I do agree. I'm sorry, sister. I do agree that we do go too far sometimes, and we do need to catch ourselves. But as a whole, I don't think that needs to be the overall view. I think that one moment in time is being captured and being titled for the rest of our lives.
Jump in.
Yeah, I don't care about what white people think. I care about what my family thinks. You know? Really. You know? And it's kids, it's growing up. You know, I've done a lot of writing about relationships. And our black and our relationships between men are jacked up enough without seeing the predatory behavior. We're more than that. We are not just gangbangers. And we don't see us. We don't see us. Wow. We don't see our diversity.
I think what the problem is that, like I said, we don't glorify each other. That's the biggest issue we have right now. We glorify everything else. Yeah. We hate everything each other do. Just like right now, you got us going up against each other. That's what they want to see. But the real big picture is this is the debate. This is not us. We definitely growing up and maturing. And we want people to see that, but we're not glorifying the people that are doing the right things. That's the biggest problem. Right now, T.I., Nelly, we are growing up. We are maturing. So we're not running around here shooting at each other. Think about it. We at another level of the game. And we're not recognizing. I'm just saying, like,
why isn't the music? I mean,
the music is coming.
Going?
The music. Right now, I just did Take a Stand records. I did No Limit. I sold 75 million records off of Street, Shoot 'Em Up, Bang Bang. Guess what? I changed my life. As soon as I said I was gonna change my life, I get dissed by I'm just being honest with you. I get dissed by my own people. Say, Pete, I changed my life. I don't want to die in the street. I want to die in the hood. I want to make it out.
It's difficult for you to find a hip hop album that has had any success that hasn't had content on some level that was a little racy. You know.
What about Master P? He's announcing he's.
Well, Master P doesn't sell CDs anymore. You can tell him I said it. Cameras is rolling, right?